My name's Pete Woods. You're watching Good Cause TV. Good Cause TV is a blog supporting charities, non-profits and social enterprises. And you can find Good Cause TV at www.goodcausetv.tumblr.com. And today I'm in Newcastle upon Tyne in the UK, and I'm here with Carrie Supple from journeytojustice.org. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning.
Carrie, what is Journey to Justice?
Journey to Justice is a community organisation made up of volunteers from all over the UK with supporters elsewhere, and our aim is to inspire people and empower them to take action on whichever social justice cause they care about. And the way we do it is through learning about human rights movements, and particularly in combination with learning about the role of the arts in human rights movements, so the power of music and art and literature and poetry. And so we combine history, the arts, and an understanding of social change and how it happens and how change can happen, led by people like us.
And why are we here on Newcastle upon Tyne at the Discovery Museum?
Well, our first project is a travelling exhibition about the US civil rights movement, and it's linked with the UK. And we wanted to pilot it somewhere, and Newcastle upon Tyne is a place with a strong, proud tradition of struggles for social justice, as are most of the places in the UK. But Newcastle has a special distinction in relation to the civil rights movement because it was the only university to give Martin Luther King an honorary degree in '67. We also came here because we're working in partnership with Northumbria University. They're running a big event about what happened at Selma, Alabama. And so this is the place we decided to come for our first pilot, and happily the Discovery Museum, which is such at the heart of Newcastle, offered us a gallery. So that's why we're here.
And people who come to the exhibition, which starts tomorrow, the 4th of April, what will they see?
So what we've done in the exhibition is we're telling the stories of people whose names are less well known. We deliberately chose people who took part in the movement. For example, Marsha Saunders, who was a volunteer with the voter registration campaign, and Ruby Bridges, who, as a 6-year-old black child, was one of the first to try and enter a so-called all-white school. And we're telling the story of the strike in Memphis of sanitation workers. We're telling one person's story. So we're telling individual people's stories to connect with the wider movement. And we're also talking about how the US civil rights movement had a great impact on the UK. So with our Bristol bus boycott in '63 that few people hear about, and with the story of the people of Wales who gave money to replace a stained glass window in the church in Birmingham, Alabama, that was blown up by the Ku Klux Klan when 4 girls were murdered. And we're also talking a bit about the UK's own long tradition of struggles, because really the heart of it is what makes a good campaign and what do you care about now and what can you do about it. So that's the message of the exhibition, and there are recordings, and there's a whole section on Tyneside history. We interviewed people here who've been involved in campaigns here and who met Martin Luther King. So it's that combination.
And what sort of people are coming along to the opening event tomorrow at the Discovery Museum?
Well, a right mixture are coming tomorrow. We've sold out, which is amazing. And so, I mean, almost by definition, I don't know who half the people are because it's been well publicised. But for people we know who are coming, it's lots of young people. There are choirs performing. There are people who, well, our main speaker is Archie Sibeko, who was a freedom fighter in jail with Nelson Mandela, and spent years as a trade unionist. And there are young people who've taken part in campaigns against poverty here, and the audience is a mix of families and individuals working in the field and people who are interested. A woman called yesterday to say she was really interested. She remembers the civil rights movement. She's quite lonely, she said, and she was very excited to hear there was this happening in Newcastle. And we have a big steering group. We have a lot of volunteers in Newcastle who got involved, and again, real mix across the community who are volunteering to help, and they'll be here tomorrow. People are coming from out of town. People are coming from Sheffield and from the London groups who've been involved in Journey to Justice, because it's going to Sheffield after it's been here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the exhibition here is open for a number of weeks, is that right?
Yeah, it's open for 4 weeks, April 4th to May the 4th.
Okay.
Yes.
And hopefully the Discovery Museum is a place where lots of young people come, lots of school children, and I'm assuming you're hoping to influence a lot of young people about the potential for their role in social justice and human rights.
Absolutely, yeah, because we're running courses throughout the month. There's the exhibition, and then there's a whole programme of events that you can find out about, journeytojustice.org.uk, and a month of films and music and art and courses and walks and talks. So it's really an exhibition plus programme, and we're working with schools, particularly about music and the role of music. And Bethany Ellen Coyle, who's our North East coordinator, is a musician. She's working with 7 local schools to teach about the role of music and to make music with the young people that they'll perform. And we've advertised the exhibition to all the schools, so we hope they'll come in groups. And
it's happening.
Yeah.
And why do you think this exhibition is so important at this moment in time in the UK? Why should we be hosting an exhibition like this? What sort of issues do you think people should be thinking about now?
Well, I don't know what they should be thinking about. What they are thinking about when we ask them, most often the thing that people say first are the inequalities in the UK, social and economic inequalities, and how they're growing and widening and deepening. And combined with that, some people's feelings of either despair or anger or alienation, or just not knowing what to do about the sense of injustice. But sometimes it's more specific than inequalities in general. It might be the rate of unemployment amongst young people, or the position of older people, or the level of domestic violence. Everybody who comes to us has a different issue that they're concerned about. Some it's bullying in their workplace. So what we hope and what we're finding is that for some people something happens with their involvement, and they do feel able to address the thing that they care about, or they meet someone with whom they can connect and plan, because we know that social change happens when people collectively do something collectively, and that's what we're trying to teach it, hopefully not in a didactic way, but to show in the exhibition all the major themes that are necessary for change to happen. And so we see in all these stories courage and dedication, planning, and we talk about the role of Bayard Rustin, who very few people have heard about. He was really the main organiser of the American Civil Rights Movement. So we talk about that importance of leadership, but also of tenacity and funding and media and all the things that are needed to make change happen, because it's hard, really hard. But through history we see how it's happened time and again, and we need to understand how and whether what can we learn, because we know it's a different world, we're in a different time, we're in a different country, but we believe the American Civil Rights Movement is a universal message, and indeed we see it in the streets of Ukraine, Paris, Hong Kong. It's just constantly, it's the campaign that people point back to, whether in the language they use or the songs or references. So that's how we feel.
Well, this is a really exciting exhibition which is due to launch tomorrow in Newcastle upon Tyne at the Discovery Museum. And it's going on tour both this year and next year around the country, so people ought to look out for that. And just repeat the name of the website where they can find out more, Carrie.
Yes, the website is www.journeytojustice, with the word .org.uk, and there's an email address, info@, and do contact us if you want to join, if you'd like the exhibition to come to you where you are, if you want to donate, or for any reason. We'd love it when people contact us, so please do, wherever you are.
Carrie Sapple from journeytojustice.org, thanks very much for talking to Good Cause TV.
Pleasure.